Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Greg Gallant, the co-founder and CEO of the Shorty Awards. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a really wild year, but I think it shows why a show like the Shorty Social Good Awards are more important than ever. It really matters what brands and organizations do to make the world a better place, to use social media to spread important messages. And we've seen it. We've seen so much amazing work submitted. This has actually been an all-time record for entries in the Shorty Social Good Awards, which really blew us away, knowing how challenged so many organizations were this year in terms of their marketing bandwidth. So we thank you for participating in this. I'd also like to thank our Real-Time Academy members for judging this inspiring batch of entries. It is really hard to choose winners amongst so much great work. I'd also like to thank the finalists for sending in your very creative acceptance speeches, letting us make this show, keeping the show surprising and entertaining for everyone to tune in. We decided to switch up the format this year. Usually we do this in person, of course, we're doing it online, but usually we present everything category by category. But even in our in-person shows, we would always get feedback that attendees want to hear a little more about the actual work and impact. So this year, we decided to just present the winners, and that way it lets us hear more from them about what made the work successful and how they went about doing it. So I hope you enjoy this format, but give us your feedback. We are all trying to figure out how to do virtual award shows, and we want to make them as fun as possible. While the program's running, there'll be a few other things taking place. We wanted to make tonight interactive, and I hope I get a chance to interact with all of you. We have case study breakout sessions where you can go and learn more about the winning work tonight. We're having winner circle interviews where we're inviting all the winners as they're announced to go to this winner circle and be interviewed about their big win. There are also digital networking opportunities so you can get to know each other just like you used to at the cocktail party at the actual award show. And I hope you grab a cocktail or whatever your drink of choice is to enjoy this evening. And we have a really amazing show lined up for you tonight. Where we have two Impact honorees, Gary Vaynerchuk and Adam Waheed. Funny enough, actually, Gary Vaynerchuk, now we all know him as Gary V, was a presenter at the very first Shorty Awards in 2009. I got a chance to hang out with him then in the green room, so it's really full circle that we get to honor him tonight alongside Adam Waheed. And we also have a great special performance by Ali and AJ. You may know the next person we're cutting to from his breakout role as Jaime in Broad City, or from his most recent show on Comedy Central, ALTERNATINO. Please welcome our host, Arturo Castro.
Hello and welcome to the 2020 Shorty Social Good Awards, an annual celebration of the leaders, creators, and innovators furthering the causes most important to our world. My name is Arturo Castro, and you might know me from Broad City, or from that very misunderstood romantic comedy I did called Narcos, or from my own show called ALTERNATINO with Arturo Castro. Or, you might not know me at all. It's totally fine. You're still welcome anyway. But over the course of the evening, we'll be looking at some of the most innovative and impactful work honoring the various winners across our competition. These campaigns and those who work through countless meals to make them happen solve the problems that most impact people from all over the world. From poverty relief to development to climate sustainability, hunger alleviation, healthcare, and other critical issues facing humanity, our finalists have stopped at nothing for their causes. In a year where everything can just seem like it's been turned upside down, and when trust in our institutions has been completely shaken, and we can all feel that urge and need for change, they've shown us that the people that we need to believe in are ourselves, truly, in our communities. That by coming together and having faith in our values and each other, and our ability to affect the changes that we need, that we can create works that move nations and help millions, and bring to life the world that we want to see for our shared future. And that's really incredible. Our winners tonight have produced amazing efforts on behalf of the social good, and collectively they have amassed tens of billions with a B, tens of billions of views, and brought the planet's most pressing issues right to the screens of the people most able to help. and raise hundreds of millions of dollars. It's crazy for hundreds of causes. They're so impressive. This year, the Shorty Social Good Awards will be showcasing them, celebrating their phenomenal achievements in activism by giving us an in-depth look at their causes and creations, while we find out more about their world-changing work. The Real-Time Academy, made up of industry experts, scored each entry to determine the winning candidates that we are highlighting tonight. Now, I'd like to introduce our first winner of the evening by telling you about a critical campaign that has begun to bring an end to one of the world's most brutal practices. Take a look. TikTok is taking the world and possibly even the galaxy by storm. And like many cutting-edge trends, the young are on the front lines. So when TikTok is used to reach them with important lessons that are presented so well the viewers get hooked, it's a big win. But with the campaign, This Is Quitting from 72 and sunny Los Angeles, one thing you won't get hooked on is smoking or vaping. Their Text to Quit program on the platform is committed to changing the culture around these really harmful habits. Now, using the energy and presentation style of the platform to brilliantly create watchable, shareable, and moving content that keeps its audience from the dangers of vaping, this is the future of social good campaigns. For engaging giant demographics with messaging that will make them healthier and live longer while entertaining them on one of the trendiest platforms out there, 72 and sunny Los Angeles has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of TikTok.
Hey yo, no vapes, chick!
Fraud robs us of $1 billion a year, and seniors are their prime targets. To defend vulnerable people of all age groups, the AARP launched a fascinating and informative podcast that helps educate, entertain, and protect those who need it the most. Their podcast, The Perfect Scam, teaches its listeners about the scams that could target them, making listeners 80% less likely to even engage. Now, this keeps them safe, and thanks to the reach of the podcast, has educated millions of people about the sources of fraud and the resources available to its victims. Now, for keeping us interested while protecting us from an ever-present danger of the digital era, AARP Studios has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of a Podcast.
Hello, Shorty Awards. My name is Julie Getz, the executive producer of AARP's The Perfect Scam podcast. I'm joined by the AARP Studios production team, and it is our absolute honor to accept the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of a Podcast.
Thank you to everyone who voted and to the Real-Time Academy members for recognizing the work and creativity that goes into our podcast.
The Shorty Social Good Awards have always been competitive, so we feel honored to be in this distinguished group of finalists.
Thank you, Shorty Social Good Awards, and thank you to all our listeners.
It's a tie. Yay.
Sometimes it feels like we're living in two parallel realities with different truths and myths and even language for each. We need to come back together as a nation during the pandemic, and part of that is agreeing on a shared set of facts. It's a tough job in the most sensible of times, but with CNN's Coronavirus Fact versus Fiction podcast, Sanjay Gupta and the network kept us up to date with the latest developments coming out of the medical community. Right from the outset, it was a voice that we trusted, and it reassured the country by showing us how hard our public servants were working while talking us through how we were able to handle the rupture of the pandemic made in our lives. For its essential, informative, and compassionate messaging during the pandemic, CNN's Coronavirus Fact versus Fiction has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of a Podcast.
Thank you so much for this. I'm honored to accept this award on behalf of the CNN Heroes team who work hard year-round to tell amazing stories like these that too often do not get the recognition they deserve. I want to thank the heroes who we honored for their work helping other people and making the world a better place. And I also want to thank everyone who watched our show, engaged with us and our stories on social media, voted for CNN Hero of the Year, and donated to some pretty amazing causes. Thank you.
A tweet can go around the world in seconds, and even faster if you're going to regret it later. But one thing that we will always value is the need to keep each other safe. Even though when it comes to the pandemic, we're still sort of learning how. That's where organizations and thought leaders like the Ad Council and Twitter Art House come in. They've given us potent messaging that we can use to get people on board with the behavior that we need to defeat the pandemic, using art to break through. Their content stuck out and got people to view the message, ensuring that they heard the things they needed to hear. From custom emojis to hashtag stay home and hashtag alone together, integrated with posts from key users, their branding took over Twitter and then it just spread from there. For their beautiful creations that got us on board and cemented strong and safe messaging in the minds of the global public, the Ad Council and Twitter Art House have earned this year's Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Twitter.
Thank you for honoring the Ad Council and Twitter as a finalist in the 5th Annual Shorty Social Good Awards. Stay safe out there.
Thank you so much to the Shorty Awards, and thank you to the Ad Council for partnering with Little Me.
I love being a part of this. Cheers, and thanks to Ad Council and the Shorty Awards.
Good evening, Social Good Awards. I'm Deva Corral, president of O'Neill Communications, based in Atlanta, Georgia. Sometimes the only way to move on from pain in our past is to transcend it with bold reinvention. After all, 2020 seems a little late for militaristic Confederate statues to still stand in places of honor. It's what makes the Rumors of War project by Kehinde Wiley at Times Square Arts such a success. It is a giant bronze sculpture of an empowered Black man with locks astride a majestic horse that debuted in Times Square before eventually being moved to Richmond, Virginia, in a direct refutation of Confederate monuments. Video reactions to the installation made it clear that it was a vision that uplifted Black Americans and one that made a statement that we can triumph over our past and ride off into a brighter future. For its exciting launch, an ongoing media campaign that celebrates the strength of Black Americans and inspires us to feel proud of who we are becoming as a nation, Rumors of War has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Arts and Culture.
I'm Jean Cooney, Director of Times Square Arts.
And I'm Cesar Martinez, the videographer for the Rumors of War video. We're so honored to receive this Shorty Award.
We want to thank our presenting partners, Sean Kelly Gallery and Virginia Museum of Fine Arts, and of course, the artist himself, Kehinde Wiley, for creating this monumental work.
It was an honor to document this monument and follow its journey from Times Square to Richmond, Virginia, where we hope it continues to be a symbol of justice, not only in this critical moment, but for years to come. Thank you, Shorty Awards.
Thank you, Shorty Awards.
I'm Jenny Young, Executive Creative Director at Weber Shandwick, member of the Real-Time Academy, and truly honored to recognize this work. 68 million girls are at risk of female genital mutilation, or FGM, by 2030. This has driven the UN to dedicate its energies to ending this terrible practice that is suffered by women around the globe. Along with the filmmaker, Sarah El-Gamal, they produced A Piece of Me, a short documentary series bringing to life the stories of 3 FGM survivors in Ethiopia's Afar region through film and fashion. It had screening and installations in Toronto, London, and New York that brought together influencers from many disciplines that were invaluable in driving awareness and bringing attention to this cause. The film reached 5 million people online and had many ambassadors from member states commit to end FGM by 2030, when it was screened at the United Nations headquarters to mark the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation. For their global reach and their real-world results, the United Nations Population Fund has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Global Campaign.
My name is Sarah El-Gamal, Director and Producer of A Piece of Me, and on behalf of the United Nations Population Fund and the entire team involved with the project, I'd like to thank you for this award. Over 200 million women and girls alive today have undergone some form of female genital mutilation. In Ethiopia's Afar region, where A Piece of Me was filmed, survivors like Zahra, Abida, and Khadija are driving change in their communities. We dedicate this award to them. And we want to invite you to join us in the global movement to end female genital mutilation once and for all. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sri Srinivasan, @Sri on Twitter, and I'm the Marshall Loeb Visiting Professor of Digital Innovation at Stony Brook School of Journalism and a longtime member of the Real-Time Academy. YouTube is a part of our lives. With so much content and an ever-growing international audience, it's a good thing YouTube's originals is using their massive platform for good. Our lives are upended when lockdowns hit, and there were few who saw normal life slip away faster than the class of 2020. But in spite of the adversity of the virus, YouTube Originals stepped up to make sure that even with lockdowns, quarantines, and social distancing, finishing school could still be a memorable experience filled with meaning. In Dear Class of 2020, YouTube called on the biggest names in anything, from Barack and Michelle Obama to Dude Perfect, as well as content from graduates, to create a 5-hour special that earned 7 million views within 24 hours and 28 million plus views within 48 hours. Best of all, it gave the graduates something they would never forget: the Dear Class of 2020 Fund, a $2 million fund that helps thousands more minority and first-generation students earn degrees. Additionally, with 98 million adolescent girls around the world not in school, YouTube Originals woke up the world to this problem. YouTube Originals enrolled in a dynamic partnership with Michelle Obama and the Girls' Opportunity Alliance to create conversation, change values, and direct resources to the cause of girls' education. YouTube went to 3 countries with many girls awaiting educational opportunities and made mini docs featuring them. They shared their findings in the documentary YouTube Creators for Change on Girls' Education, with Michelle Obama driving donations from around the world. For their exceptional efforts, YouTube Originals won 2 awards this evening: the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Influencer and Celebrity Partnership, and Best in Live Events.
Hi, Shorty Social Good Awards. My name is Nadine Zellstrom, and I'm the head of Kids, Family, Learning and Impact for YouTube Originals. I am so honored to be here today to receive this Shorty Award, my son's Spelling Bee Award for the time being, for our special Dear Class of 2020. It was amazing to have a special that could really be there for our users in a moment when they really needed it. And so this award means so much to us. Thank you so much, and looking forward to the real one in the mail.
Sadly, our next winner couldn't participate, but let me tell you about Sonic the Hedgehog and UNICEF campaign. As any parent knows from being with their kids all day, every day, for the 15 years that have been 2020, kids have a ton of energy, especially when they're cooped up. They'll be bouncing around like Sonic the Hedgehog before too long, which is why our next honoree is a perfect way to get kids in shape. In an innovative augmented reality workout program using Sonic, Paramount Sonic the Hedgehog, and UNICEF Kid Power, combined with Armed Mind to keep kids engaged and exercising while at home. Workouts were gamified, where the kids earned points while they played Sonic-inspired games, which enabled them to purchase resources for kids in need around the world. Hundreds of thousands of kids participated, youth all over the world were helped, and more than a few parents were kept sane. For their novel approach to engaging kids in fitness and charity on an unprecedented scale, our media has earned the Shorty Social Good Awards for Best in Fitness and Wellness.
Now it's time to talk about hashtags and bacon. During the height of the COVID pandemic, if we didn't flatten the curve, we were cooked. We had to stay home, but convincing others to do so proved to be a very challenging task. The hashtag I Stayed Home For campaign from Kevin Bacon's 6degree.org partnered with Viewpoint, Mossy Creative, and McCann, sharing a photo with the name of the person we were staying at home for. The hashtag got 90 celebrities on board and got 60 million impressions, reminding us why we were following health orders and that we were all in this together. For their use of a hashtag that got the world on board with important COVID fighting mandates, 6degrees.org, Viewpoint, Mossy Creative, and McCann earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of a Hashtag.
Thank you so much for recognizing I Stay Home For. And here I am, at home, 8 months later. Well, actually, technically, I'm in the barn. There's Macon. That's Louie. Louie's a little shy. So let's stand united. Look out for one another. Looking forward to seeing all of you on the other side. Right, Lou? Right, Macon? That's making bacon.
By creating a business community centered around engagement and action, a brand can focus on the outreach and philanthropy that matter most to its employees and customers. In the case of Subaru, they make great cars, but they also drive the efforts to protect the environment and give back to local communities, with a big focus on finding homes for rescue dogs. Capping their many other pet-related initiatives, Subaru launched National Make a Dogs Day, which used shelter dogs with special needs as the face of their campaign to celebrate and encourage love for these little underdogs. It was a big success, getting 600 million impressions, increasing their following by 25% on Facebook, and securing 5,500 shelter supply kits, 4,800 new pet parent kits for local shelters. Best of all, every dog in the ads found a home, with thousands of other adoptions and dollars and donations brought in by the campaign. For their close-knit community dedicated to the animals they love, and for committing their car company to great social good across many, many worthy causes, Subaru of America has earned the Shorty Social Good Awards for Best Community or Employee Engagement and Best in Auto.
Climate change is a concern whose negative impacts are growing exponentially stronger and more terrifying each year. Across the globe, from Australia to California, devastating fires have displaced many and endangered countless lives. It's evident these risks affect people everywhere, and policy change is urgently needed. So the Works Agency created a socially conscious Christmas gift after it snowed ash in Sydney to wake people up and call out politicians who are not doing enough. Think of a snow globe with your beautiful city skyline, but instead of pure snow, it snows ash when you shake it. Then, to get the gift to those in charge, Tim Minchin, Hugh Jackman, Lisa Wilkinson, Russell Crowe, and other celebrities shared it on their social media platforms with the hashtag #TheAshGlobe, reaching over 30 million people around the world and driving over 120,000 signatories to the Greenpeace Climate Action Petition. For their smart and effective campaign that generated real-world political results on one of our most important environmental issues, the Works Agency has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Environment and Sustainability. Congratulations to the Works Agency.
G'day everyone, my name's Gary. Thank you so much for this award. It means a lot because I was almost not around to see it. In the past year, we've had some of the worst bushfires on record, and unless we take some drastic steps soon, climate change is only going to make things worse. Thanks again to the Shorties and the judges, and also Greenpeace for all the great work you do. Cheers.
Sri here, from the past to tell you that the future is in STEM. As the mind-blowing products and technologies improve at exponential rates, they enable us to continue to revolutionize all aspects of our lives. By becoming skilled in one of these fields, you gain a talent stack that gives you access to untold opportunities around the world and going forward into the future. These fields and the code that run them have almost unlimited applications, maybe even more so while our societies grapple with COVID's upheaval. But often, small businesses don't have the resources, access, or know-how to quickly respond to the increased digital demands of 2020. Fortunately, through the exciting Tech for America program developed by Coding Dojo, they've recruited an army of volunteers from their alumni to help bridge the skills gap and help struggling businesses get back on their feet with the technology of the future. With over 220 volunteers in 11 countries, it's been a phenomenal success. For their work bringing new digital and business skills to those who need them most in a year of great need, Coding Dojo has earned the 2020 Shorty Social Good Award for Best in STEM. Congratulations.
I'm Richard Wang, CEO of national technology education company Coding Dojo and creators of the global volunteer network Tech for America. We are honored to accept the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in STEM. I want to thank our global network of volunteers. Your hard work has helped countless businesses during the COVID pandemic. We look forward to help more individuals to transform their lives through programming literacy and helping more businesses and communities adapt to the new normal. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's your boy Itoda. Unfortunately, tonight's winner was unable to participate, but let me tell you about their award.
It's been a year. It has been a year. And when all of our institutions seem under threat amid an ongoing pandemic, disrupted routines and upended industries have all added stress to our lives. And mental health has been under assault like never before, especially for the older and isolated. And until all of this ends, until we all hopefully get back to some level of normal, we need to be there for them and for each other. Even a simple call to Nana is all it takes. So it actually inspired Cox Communications to create an excellent campaign to help us do exactly that. In a new style of remote production, they recorded the calls of the elderly with volunteers so we could all see the joy and hope we can share if we pick up the phone and show someone our love. The campaign videos have been viewed over 15 million times. Wow. And motivated over 100 volunteers. Wow, this is incredible. And all those volunteers quickly got to work connecting with senior centers. That's incredible. So for reaching out with the much needed positivity and helping our seniors connect with society while they isolate and socially distance, One Call a Day has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Mental Health. Congratulations, One Call a Day. What a campaign, and what an absolutely positive thing to put out in the world. Congratulations, well deserved.
It's a tie. Yay. When Pride events were canceled around the world, HBO and Lupine were ready to join the LGBTQ+ alliance, committing to fighting for acceptance, speaking out, and being there for each other. So they created the Human by Orientation Pride website, which streamed an 11-day celebration filled with music, a drag brunch, comedy, but most importantly, an avenue for social justice activism. Secondly, as far too many people are victimized by sexual assault, their hit show I May Destroy You shine a light on a topic that is too often tabooed into silence. Wanting to go further, with their impact, HBO created the hashtag Gathering the Pieces around the show, a social campaign that combined live stream spaces with influencers to lead workshops tackling the issues seen in the episodes. It kickstarted a dialogue for many, and it got over 145 million press impressions, ensuring that the world was finally out. Lastly, nothing can move us like the power of images, capturing our attention and bringing our focus to bear on the causes that need it most, like those for our children. Kids rarely have the ability or the platform to speak up for themselves, falling victim to violence in some of our biggest cities. HBO's Atlanta's Missing and Murdered, The Lost Children sought to capture the essence of the struggle of the streets with the project Pieces of Atlanta. In this emotional collection, African American artists from Dope Black Art reflected on the themes of childhood innocence lived and lost, the meaning of Atlanta as a Black Mecca, and the responses of families and their community when faced with unspeakable violence. For all of their outstanding work, HBO has won a total of 4 Shorty Social Good Awards this year for Best in LGBTQ+, Best Use of Images, Best in Mental Health, and Best Use of Live Stream Video.
Alzheimer's disease is one of the greatest problems of our time. It robs us of memory, of family, and other loved ones before they are truly gone. Now, millions suffer it, but with awareness and activism, we can help find the treatments and procedures that will reduce and hopefully one day eliminate this threat to our health. One thing that these patients need is love, comfort and energy from caring people. So it is appropriate that the Creative Artists Agency produced a series called Music Moments to make this unique video campaign that connects the peace and the acceptance and the universal joy of music to the need to unite against the challenge of Alzheimer's. It was a very powerful, very successful campaign, capturing massive shares and earning over 1 billion impressions. For its shareable and invaluable video contribution to tackling Alzheimer's and spreading awareness and the desire to take action around the world, the Creative Artists Agency's Music Moments has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Video.
I'm Michael Carson. On behalf of the Alzheimer's Association, thank you, Shorty Awards. A special thank you to the 10 incredibly talented artists for their powerful performances and heartfelt storytelling. And thank you to all who helped to orchestrate this album, including Randy Poster, Attention, Sunshine Sax, and Creative Artists Agency.
I'm Judy Ann Williams. On behalf of Creative Artists Agency, thank you to the Alzheimer's Association, the incredible artists, and all of the teams who contributed to Music Moments.
Evil never sleeps. It only hides for a while. So that's why we can feel good, knowing that the vigilance of the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum is stronger than ever, even in the face of the pandemic closures. When the pandemic hit, The museum actually decided to expand its educational outreach and its mission by accumulating the stories of survivors and assembling them into groundbreaking weekly programming on their series Stay Connected on Facebook Live. And with this unique programming and the way that they targeted people, they were able to actually prompt millions of people from over 50 countries around the world to reflect on the Holocaust, to find inspiration in the stories of survival, and to continue a much needed dialogue on how to prevent the Holocaust from ever happening again. And on top of that, they managed to actually gain their audience by over 130,000 followers, which I think is absolutely incredible and very well deserved, for this excellent response to the closures, as well as their amazing way of embracing a new form of creating a global impact with dialogue. The United States Holocaust Memorial Museum has won the Shorty Good Award for Best Cultural Institution.
Hello everyone, I'm Al Munzer, a Holocaust survivor and a volunteer at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. As a guest of one of the most watched programs in our Stay Connected series, I'm honored to accept the Shorty Award on behalf of the museum. At this time, when we can't gather in person, it has been so important to me and other survivors who volunteer at the museum to share the history of the Holocaust over social media. We thank the Shorty Awards for recognizing our work to teach about the Holocaust, honor its victims, and confront anti-Semitism and hate.
Hey everyone, we've seen here tonight the innovative and creative ways that brands, agencies, and organizations use their resources and platforms to make the world a better place. But now I want to focus on an individual, Gary Vaynerchuk, who, using TikTok's brand new donation sticker feature, led a live stream that raised over $2 million for the All In Challenge. The ever-growing and extremely passionate TikTok community came together to help organizations whose missions directly supported groups impacted most by the health and economic damage caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Always on the forefront of media and technology, Gary blocked out 12 hours from his busy schedule to live stream from his TikTok channel, showing the world that under his tough, brash, and bold personality lies a kind-hearted and giving individual who wants to use his platform to help make the world a better place. For his amazing and impactful work raising millions of dollars through TikTok, the Shorty Social Good Awards are pleased to give Gary Vaynerchuk the Impact Honor for a Celebrity. Congrats, Gary, and all the best.
This is pretty cool. Yeah, that's right there. Shorty Award, Social Impact. Thank you so much. This is so cool. Impact Honor. Thank you so much to the Shorty Awards. I've been wanting one of these whale tails. Very honored to be recognized for the work I did with TikTok to raise a ton of dollars for the All In Challenge. We were just blown away by TikTok's speed and innovation to create the ability for me to go on for 12 hours on a live stream and get unbelievable dollar matches for donations from my community and the whole TikTok community as a whole. It was an incredible 12 hours. I was sitting outside, bees were trying to sting me. We had unbelievable amounts of TikTokers and other incredible personalities jump onto the stream. We had a ton of fun. TikTok's incredible turnaround of the donation sticker was instrumental, so thank you to them. I'm very humbled by them. The All In Challenge, Michael Rubin, big shout out to you. What an incredible organization that we stood up during COVID. It was an incredibly innovative, exciting new way. And we raised millions of dollars on TikTok. Think about that. It's 2020. You can do those kind of things when you have the right intent, the right feelings, the right execution, the right partners. I will cherish this. This means a lot to me. One, because it's cool. It just is. And two, because it's for the right reasons. So thank you. I'm humbled on behalf of everybody in my Team Gary world. Thank you so much. Just thank you to so many people that were a part of this. I'm just honored. Thank you to my parents who are just the best, and we love everybody. Thank you.
We all have blind spots, especially if it's something we've never experienced. so it can come as a shock to the male designers of offices, C-suites, and other spaces that many people who run things, work there, or visit the building may require pads or tampons. Which raises the question, how do you bring awareness to the issue? Huge decided it would show the male world that it's a big pain by installing toilet paper dispensers that charge for use. Or if you have no money, it'll let you tweet in support of expanding access to hygienic products for women. And it was a giant success, with the campaign getting tens of millions of views and motivating people and businesses to change. It really opened minds for the eye-opening and just a little bit hilarious approach to making the world a more equal, more safe place. Huge has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Gender Equality and Best Pro Bono. IBM is building a better tomorrow, one technological advancement at a time. 750,000 people die of AIDS every year, but only 62% of them are getting the drugs that they need. The treatment and many others that can save lives can be very difficult to access in developing countries. That's where IBM Originals came in, partnering with international development contractor Chemonics to apply the immense capabilities of artificial intelligence to global health. They administered $10 billion from USAID to deliver health supplies for HIV/AIDS, malaria, and reproductive health to more than 60 countries. So far, it's streamlined the delivery of antiretroviral treatment for 3.9 million people and enough anti-malaria drugs to treat 122 million infections. They have a 90% on-time delivery rate and save tens of millions of dollars. They also partnered with the David Clark Cause to issue the Call for Code Global Challenge. On May 27, over 100 participants, including Lady Gaga, Pitbull, and Gigi Hadid, helped issue the Call for Code and encourage developers with their social platforms. Now, over 400,000 developers from 189 countries have answered, creating programs like SafeQ that protect the vulnerable. And we know that this is only the beginning. Lastly, global population projections have us hitting close to 10 billion people by 2050. That means that we're going to need a lot more food, especially if climate change keeps up. IBM Originals has helped fertilizer producer Yara take farmers into the digital age by partnering together to make an agricultural business platform that amasses the powers of cutting-edge advancements like the IoT or blockchain, 5G, AI, and automation for its users. It's taken their industry to the next level, changed business models, and reinvented processes, and reimagined the way their work gets done. And now, 1.3 million farmers have downloaded the platform. For their worldwide work, IBM has earned 3 Shorty Social Good Awards for Best Call to Action, Best Business to Business, and Best in Artificial Intelligence.
Hi there. I'm Stephen Lepps, Editor-in-Chief at IBM, and I'd like to humbly accept this award on behalf of IBM and the IBM Originals content team. There were countless numbers of people who helped to bring this to life. The content creatives, the writers, the producers, all made this happen. And most importantly, I would like to thank our clients who have brought innovation to their businesses every single day, and we were just lucky enough to be able to tell this story. So thank you.
With the ever-increasing pace of life and the wide availability of goods, it can be all too easy to forget 3 key ingredients to a greener future: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Some of the materials that are commonly used in industry pollute the environment and can last for hundreds of years, or even longer. Grove Collaborative is the fastest growing retailer of natural goods in the US, and they've committed to making sure that they do their part to end our overuse of plastics and other non-biodegradable chemicals. When you combine that with their environmentally friendly cleaning products, they are leaders in good environment practice. Most excitingly, despite their packaging-heavy industry, in March they became the first plastic-neutral retailer in the world, and many more will follow their example. For their leadership in the retail and e-commerce industry, with their green policies and making the world a healthier place to live, Grove Collaborative has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Retail and E-commerce.
Hi, I'm Danielle Jesnicki, Grove Collaborative's Director of Sustainability, and I'm so delighted to receive this award on behalf of Grove. At Grove, we believe that household essentials should be a force for positive impact, and our products are a great example of that. Whether our plastic-free personal care line, such as our shampoo and conditioner bars, or our plastic-free cleaning products made in infinitely recyclable aluminum, or paper products made from bamboo, we know that our industry can find a better way forward, such as being plastic-free by 2025. Thank you so much for celebrating our progress.
At our best, we're a welcoming culture that lifts up those we can and helps them believe in themselves. But for too much of our history, those on the margins or those with disabilities have had trouble fully participating in everything our society has to offer. Produced by In the Know, Dragged, Queen Unique captures the ethos of acceptance, inner fierceness, and body positivity for all of us. Model Janira Obregon has cerebral palsy and spastic quadriplegia. She went on the show with dreams of getting a drag makeover, and the results were awesome. She looked amazing and felt proud, making waves in the fashion industry, and she showed her community that they can shine brightly and don't have to be afraid of standing out. For their exceptional showcase of diversity and inclusion while inspiring the disabled community and everyone who saw Janira's transformation, In the Know has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Diversity and Inclusion.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for recognizing In the Know Next Gen and Sarah Mora's incredible work. It's really such an honor to collaborate with these young activists and give them this platform to tell their own stories in their own words, and we really hope that this can serve as a vehicle for positive change. Special shout out to the whole team at In the Know, Jordan Walker and Malka. Congratulations to all the nominees. Thank you.
Hi, I'm comedian Samantha Ruddy. Testicular cancer is the main cancer affecting men between the ages of 15 and 35. It doesn't help that it's an area of the body where not many men are comfortable asking tough questions and addressing their health. That's where humor comes in. The We Save Balls campaign by Manscaped and the Testicular Cancer Society are shattering taboo topics and encouraging men to address their health below the belt. Their fun approach gets them in the door, and it's led to a viral release with over 500,000 views and doubled clicks to the Testicular Cancer Society website. That's results. For their wise and more mirthful approach to broaching such a serious yet uncomfortable issue and generating direct action for social good, Manscaped and the Testicular Cancer Society earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Humor.
We save balls.
Thank you, Shorty Awards, for recognizing brands doing social good. Manscaped is so proud to have partnered with the Testicular Cancer Society and to have used our platform to create positive social impact. Thank you.
Hey, a huge thank you to the Shorty Awards for recognizing the amazing work our partners at Manscaped are doing and helping us save lives from testicular cancer. Thank you.
Sometimes one of the most powerful ways that you can find your place in the world is to speak up, speak out, and be heard. With an expressive and empowering integrated campaign from Creative X, Black voices were given the space to communicate deeply, honestly, and meaningfully about their experiences and ownership over their own stories in the Lift Every Voice Black History Month campaign. Its centerpiece was a social-first original performance of the national anthem by the all-female group June's Diary, debuting on Facebook, that broadcast during an NBA All-Stars game. It continued with a full-spectrum posting campaign that got almost 150 million impressions and 100,000 shares. Additionally, the Lift Every Voice Black History Month campaign by Creative X was launched in many countries, including the UK, giving the community there an opportunity to share their unique perspective on the Black experience across their social media platforms and engage in the wider campaign. By partnering with influential community activists and individuals from diverse Black UK Facebook groups in an organic campaign, Creative X used their 4.8 million followers to amplify the message and reach 1.4 million impressions. For its reach and creativity in an integrated campaign across mobile and other platforms while furthering the cause of social justice, the Lift Every Voice Black History Month campaign has so earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Integrated Campaign, Best Mobile Campaign, and Best Organic Promotion.
Wow, thank you so much for this award. We're super proud of this work. A lot of time and love and craft went into it because we really wanted to make something meaningful for our community to help them through one of the toughest times we've all faced. So thank you to everyone here at Creative X. We could not have done it without you guys. Your love and smarts and support have really kind of helped make this happen. And of course, thank you to all of the amazing people and talent and animators at Buck, our production partners on this. You guys just brought so much love and soul to the party and elevated the work beyond our wildest dreams. So thank you so much. We're really proud to win, and this is for all of us.
Few organizations have committed to social good like Global Citizen. They created One World Together at Home, an 8-hour variety show spectacular, and they raised nearly $130 million, featuring some of the world's best entertainers, performing in their homes, on TV, and YouTube. And emphasizing the severity and importance of the quarantine, they entertained, they inspired, and they led with their art. They also launched trailblazing projects to bring music and entertainment to us while we were all quarantined through their Together at Home Instagram concert series. Over 2 months, artists would host a concert on their Insta, mention another artist who they wanted to do the same, and they kept going and going and going until it kicked off 143 live Instagram concerts and got 500,000 actions taken by Global Citizens as part of the lead up to the culmination of the campaign during the One World Together at Home special. Lastly, Global Citizen has gone above and beyond to address the many ills our planet has faced directly from the pandemic. Already committed to ending global poverty by 2030, their global goal Unite for Our Future concert and pledging summit, hosted by Dwayne Johnson, featured performances by some of the greatest artists, and it raised a phenomenal $6.9 billion from an unprecedented coalition of world leaders and philanthropists to make sure that everybody had access to a vaccine and to treatment. For their commitment to social good, Global Citizen has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Medical Research, Best in Television, Best Nonprofit Organization, and best use of YouTube, and best use of a video series. Congratulations.
Greetings and great day. I am Charmian Kinder, Global Head of Public Relations at Global Citizen, and I am extremely honored to join you today to accept this Shorty Social Good Award on behalf of the entire Global Citizen team. We are so grateful to be recognized for the hard work that went into creating the global goal Unite for Our Future pledging campaign and special, and we are also honored to be recognized alongside so many other impactful nominees. We'd like to thank the European Commission for their partnership and all of the global governments and artists who pitched in to create this pledging campaign and special. Because of our shared commitment, we were able to secure $1.5 billion in cash grants, $5.4 billion in loans and guarantees, for a total of $6.9 billion pledged for the development of COVID-19 treatments, tests, and solutions to ensure that anyone, anywhere can get access to the care that they need during the pandemic. This is a massive undertaking, and we're proud to have been part of it. Special thanks again to the Shorty Award Board, and also thank you for your time. Have a great day.
Our children need a bright future now more than ever, but 1 in 4 kids around the world might face hunger this year. Luckily, there are people working hard to fill plates and hopes for those struggling. Not if Dying for No Kid Hungry and Ground Truth have anything to do with it, though. When Ground Truth heard about the Dying for No Kid Hungry's ability to raise money at local restaurants and to feed needy kids, it was an instant match. Together, they partnered to address hunger in New York City during the pandemic, focusing on traditionally underserved and over-impacted groups, especially minorities, in impoverished areas. They got word out to thousands and thousands of New Yorkers of 500 locations where they could get the food that they needed, leading to over 11,500 essential visits to food distribution sites. Now, for their dynamic partnership and being a source of hope, outreach, and resources, Ground Truth and No Kid Hungry earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Business NGO Partnership.
Hi, I'm Dan Silver, and I'm so excited to accept this award on behalf of Ground Truth and our incredible partners at Share Our Strength, who work tirelessly to end childhood hunger. This is the direct result of working with an amazing cause, No Kid Hungry, to come up with an inspired idea. How can we leverage location-based ads to drive those affected by school closures to get their meals during this pandemic? Thank you to the Shorty Awards, and hope to do it in person next year.
Hey there, Shorties folks, Sri again. If everyone loved fighting climate change as much as they loved koalas, we'd reduce our brush fire risk substantially. And with the bush in Australia suffering massive damage from fires last year, not to mention some of our states, raising awareness of the way animals and us are affected by climate change should be one of our top priorities. Koalas in NYC put fluffy koalas around the city, creating a visual dichotomy contrasting the plush creatures amidst the concrete, steel, and asphalt, which easily provoked stares, photos, and merged with its influencer-fueled campaign. It took Instagram and the web by storm, and the complimentary site taught others how to be a part of the success. Celebrities hopped on board, and posts got tagged in over 140 cities. It reached almost 2 billion people. For opening people's eyes to the plight of the 1 billion animals affected by climate disasters with its striking imagery, Cummins and Partners and Koalas of NYC have earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Images. Congratulations.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Shorty Awards. My name is Rachel and I'm the design director here at Cummins and Partners New York. We would like to thank you so much for recognizing Koalas of NYC for the Shorty Award. It means so much to the entire team. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated, participated, and supported this important cause.
What's up, Shorties? My name is Maria Company, known on the internet as Little Miss Flint. With fires raging all summer and climate change a pressing threat to all of us, defending and growing our forests is essential to a cleaner, healthier future. That's where Day Range Agency, Duncan Shannon, Golan, Geometry, Mindshare, and Black Forest Virtual National Forest Campaign came in. They partnered with the National Forest Foundation with a brilliant plan to create a virtual forest using social media techniques, using the engagement to leverage donations and plant trees. During the National Arbor Day, any posting of their hashtag on pictures of trees they would post it would trigger a donation of a tree planting. A whole new forest was created, with 1.5 million trees to be planted by 2022. For their all inspiring efforts in harnessing the internet to accomplish something so vast, gathering over 1 billion impressions and raising hundreds of thousands of dollars, the developers of the virtual national forest earned the Shorty. The developers of the virtual national forest earned the Shorty Social Good Awards for the best consumer brand and the best user of generated content.
We are so excited to accept this award on behalf of
pine trees,
palm trees, spruces, avocado tree,
Chicago's finest trees.
Thank you to the Real-Time Academy and everyone who rooted for us.
Special thanks to the National Forest Foundation as well.
Not to get too sappy,
but we're incredibly proud of making a difference on our nation's forests.
We're unbelievably honored. Thank you.
We can't solve a problem unless we can see it. Unfortunately, accurate information, or any information at all, can be hard to find when there's no media presence. And that is what makes Fortify Rights and DOHA Debates' approach to the Rohingya refugee problem so effective. They're helping refugees by educating them about modern media techniques and the equipment they need to capture their experiences. Through the program, they provided the Rohingya Instagram Fellows they created the avenue to publish their work for a global audience. For helping the Rohingya awaken in us a moral imperative for helping refugees of the Myanmar genocide, DOHA Debates and Fortify Rights have earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Work for Immigration and Refugees. Congratulations.
Assalamualaikum manamdil gaya Shorty awatara aratalotu pesha peshi shukriya Shorty awata arara dekor sushimi jei baro tara pesha peshi khushi hoi ahalla shi ara dekor project ma ham gore ei batate rohingya kamore buzi kolla pesha peshi ei ji gore kala bolale ara hal haliat kol nangenda ko mas dana di barada talla Assalamualaikum
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Hassan.
Shorty NGO da se bisha bishi shukriya arare e water la bashi diana la ara photography gori refugee camp in ara la bishi dorili ara communal community la bishi dorili kallan kole ara dunia la dahaje sai ara refugee camp ma de ki solve na यार बैशा बिशी शुक्रिया इंशाल्लाह आना रहे वाटर ला बैशा दिया ना तो ये सामने तो इंशाल्लाह पास हो गया अच्छा करी तो यहाँ रहे हम बिशी कोशिश करी जाएंगे हमारा हमारा कैरियर करी जाएंगे इंशाल्लाह अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
With many people forced out of their homes or no longer able to afford rent, homelessness is an ever-pressing issue, especially with the economic uncertainty ahead. Now, one of the main obstacles to action on homelessness is the invisibility of its sufferers, since sadly it can be easier to ignore our problems than to tackle them. So when Invisible People releases a documentary showing the tragedies of the streets, they do more than just tell us the stories of our down-on-their-luck neighbors. They gave the viewers a call to action where they can contact their legislators and become advocates for change. They brought public attention to the issues in K-Town and moved proverbial mountains to speak up for their neighborhoods. For their commitment to the homeless in need, getting 120,000 views and growing, and motivating thousands of calls and emails by caring citizens to Congress, Invisible People has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Documentary Short.
Wow, Shorty Awards, thank you. I am so honored. Not only am I honored, you're helping Invisible People educate the public on homelessness. We know how to end homelessness. We've known for a long time. We just lack the political and public will to make it happen. And highlighting content like this K-Town mini documentary helps educate more people. Thank you. I also have to thank Alex Gasaway. Alex is the producer, cinematographer, editor. Alex makes these mini documentaries happen. Ian Schaefer from Kindred, he talked me into this. One of the questions I get asked the most is, what can I do to help end homelessness? Number one, educate yourself and others. Number two, get politically active, both local and national. We need to fix the affordable housing crisis. We need to stop people from being evicted, especially now with the coronavirus. And number three, find a local nonprofit that is working to end homelessness, not maintaining homelessness, working to end homelessness, and support them. Thanks again for this awesome honor.
Food insecurity and poverty go hand in hand, with hundreds of millions around the world going to bed with hunger in their stomachs. Even farmers are in poverty, with average cocoa growers getting roughly 3% of the price of chocolate on the sale. More than anything, they need direct assistance and modern technology. To raise funds and save lives, Make Honey, the UNDP, and the Fairchain Foundation developed and sold the Other Bar, a chocolate bar with full transparency about who benefits from the sale, with each containing a digital token that credits a farmer the value of 1/4 of a cocoa tree. That's how you break the cycle of dependence, and you can believe in your purchase knowing that it did some good. They sold over 17,000 bars and reached hundreds of thousands with their message of equality across the global economy. For the work they've done to bring equality and opportunity to farmers fighting hunger in developing nations, the Other Bar has earned its creators the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Work for a Developing Nation.
As travel shut down, the demand on our healthcare system this year rose at unprecedented rates.
It required the movement of thousands of essential workers, total vigilance, and unparalleled safety. But with lockdowns and other measures, it became extremely difficult to go places. That's what made Marriott International's offering of rooms to first responders during COVID such an indispensable service for us all. It matched frontline doctors and workers with free rooms, totaling over 44,000 room nights in the most hard-hit areas of the nation. For their generosity in a time of urgent need, helping our nation get healthy, and the giving of their services to get our economy moving again, Marriott International has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Hospitality and Travel. Congratulations.
On behalf of the 700,000 associates of Marriott International and our amazing bank partners, JP Morgan Chase and American Express, I'm very humbled to accept this Shorty Award for the Rooms for Responders program. During the early days of the pandemic, we were happy to do what we could for our frontline healthcare workers who needed a place to stay, as they put the needs of their fellow citizens above their own and saved lives across America. We all continue to be indebted to these remarkable people, and we are looking forward to welcoming them back to our hotels in the not too distant future.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly Roselle, member of the Real Time Academy, and I'm here to present the next award. We all needed some laughs this year, and lightening the mood keeps us sane and gives us the positive energy that helps us win our personal battles. An 11-year-old Ethan Librand made sure we kept a smile on our faces with the help of MWWPR and the MDA. He took over the MDA's socials for 6 weeks during the pandemic, sharing a joke a day to bring good feelings to a vulnerable community, his own. On a shoestring budget, their combined efforts fought against the negativity in the news, increased the rate of follower growth for the organization, and drastically increased the number of clicks coming to their pages. For their championing of our communal mental health while engaging the country with the MDA community, MWWPR has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best on a Shoestring campaign. Congrats!
So far tonight, we've been getting an uplifting look at the wonderful things that our finalists have been doing for the social good. Even when confronted by the challenges of 2020, they've shown us that they're ready to lead and have done things that seem impossible, even though we can see that they've just done them. Truly, the scope of some of the problems our finalists are working to solve and the goals that they and the Shorty Social Good honorees before them have achieved using the digital space are absolutely incredible. You know, in 20 years, social media has totally transformed the way we live and we give. So we were wondering, you know, what will things look like after 20 more years of using the digital space for social good? I don't know. Let's think. Okay, so year's 2040, and there's donation boxes every single corner. You know, in fact, they're so tall that they become buildings. You know, that would be really cool. 2042, we've solved global warming by using TikTok dances. Just go away, rain, go away, rain. You know, I started the first one. You can credit me for that one. And 2040, more than anything, I truly hope for the social good that I'll finally be able to grow facial hair that does not look like a mountain goat. I can't wait, truly. Now, on with the show.
Amid lockdowns and quarantine orders, the international financial system is necessary for all of us, making life extremely tough for those without institutional connections, access, or power. This hits especially hard for people using new names that reflect their inner selves and true identities. By giving trans and other identifying people the establishment financial services support they need, the #AcceptanceMatters campaign by MasterCard with Ketchum, McCann, and BMF ensures that the name that they can conduct the business of their lives under is their true name. Hopefully, it will end misidentification, denials, and dehumanizing moments in places that should be safe for us all. And with almost 3.5 billion impressions, people and powerful institutions are definitely learning and growing. For their brave work to change the culture to one where #AcceptanceMatters, MasterCard, Ketchum, McCann, and BMF have earned the 2020 Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Financial Services.
Handing over my card makes me feel very anxious and nervous.
I tried not to focus on that because it happens so often.
They look at it and they look at you, and they look at it and they look at you.
It puts me in a place where I feel like I'm in danger.
MasterCard will now allow transgender people to use their chosen names on credit card.
In an effort to fight discrimination, the company is introducing the True Name Card.
That means the name on the credit card owned by a transgender person may be different than what's on their birth certificate or driver's license.
You can put your card face up instead of having to hide it from anybody that you're with.
Gay Street in Greenwich Village has been changed and expanded to reflecting diversity within the LGBTQ community.
New York City, along with MasterCard, just unveiled an all-inclusive street sign.
There's so many layers of gay liberation that the term gay doesn't quite cover it all.
MasterCard is making some changes.
Call it a sign of the times.
The Gay Street sign, there are now 9 other identifying markers.
MasterCard announces a new initiative for transgender cardholders. They're calling it True Name.
Focusing on inclusion and fighting discrimination at the cash register.
How something so small could mean so much.
Look there and be like, oh, that's me. That's Nolan. That's like who I am.
With the insane pace of the modern media environment, effective support in the entertainment industry can be the key to getting your message out. It's what put Forever Chemicals on the map, and thanks to the efforts of the participant media to educate us about the dangers with their Fight Forever Chemicals campaign, we can begin to tackle the threat. After all, outside of diamonds or maybe marriage on a good day, there aren't many things we want to last forever. The campaign put the issue on our radars, got legislation passed, and harnessed key policymakers to get behind initiatives that further the cause. And great progress is being made. But participants didn't stop there. When the pandemic was just exploding across the globe, people were looking to the film Contagion to get a sense of what to expect. When the team behind the film realized that it can make a difference in the way the public reacted to health information they were getting and would be a source they could trust, they acted, drawing upon experiences, making the movie and numerous experts that had consulted during the project. Participant media created a contagion PSA that built on the contagion brand to get information out effectively. For the ability to get the word out, one of the gravest dangers to ecosystems and for our health, and putting out the proper health protocols in entertaining interest-catching format, participant media has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best PSA and the Best in Entertainment.
Thank you, Shorty Awards, for honoring the Contagion PSAs with this special recognition. In 2011, when Contagion was first released, it became a big hit at the box office. In 2020, it became our daily reality. We hope these PSAs and our Control the Contagion campaign helped educate the public about simple actions they could take to stay safe and stop the spread. All of this speaks to the power of storytelling. A special thank you to our talented filmmakers, Steven Soderbergh and Scott Burns, the actors, Mailman School of Public Health, and of course, my colleagues at Participant. Thank you again.
When the world is as interconnected as we are in 2020, communication is what we rely on to realize our goals and fulfill our human necessities. Accessibility for those living with disabilities and communication is key, especially when it comes to stuttering. As Picture Motion shows us in their touching documentary, My Beautiful Stutter, we see how 5 kids endure bullying while they struggle with their stutters, sometimes shying away from the world or even contemplating worse. So when they're told it's okay to stutter, it's revolutionary in their lives. Watching the process in action made 98% of viewers want to advocate for stutters, and 11,000 people saw it screened, including many leaders in the community. That's a lot of love and support. For the massive increase in interest and dialogue around stuttering and the relief it brought to that community, Picture Motion has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Accessibility.
Thank you so much to the Shorty Social Good Awards. It's a huge honor. When I made this film, I wanted it to have an impact, and I'm so glad that it has. Thank you all so much.
And thank you, Ryan, and for letting us be part of this movie. I'm a mom of a young boy who has a stutter, and I knew this film was going to have a tremendous impact and was going to bring community and joy to so many people.
And thank you to the wonderful organizations, high schools, universities, and speech therapy programs for opening their arms to this wonderful film.
And thank you to all the incredible individuals who came out to the screenings, shared their stories, and gave us amazing feedback.
Tonight's winner also couldn't make it here to the show, so let me tell you a little bit about their 6 incredible wins. 2 of RT's awards are for lessons in Auschwitz. Never again means more than just never allowing another Holocaust. It means putting in the work and making history accessible to the current era. After taking 9 Russian students aged 13 to 16 on a tour of Auschwitz as part of the #Victory Pages project, Remembering World War II, RT helped the students record their reactions and impressions in virtual reality to be shared with their communities and across the world. They reinforced a commitment to our common humanity and educated others, getting over 10 million impressions on the online platforms in the first week of the premiere and garnering many positive reviews during Holocaust Remembrance Week. Another 3 awards are for the endless letter on Instagram stories. Life in countries engaged in World War II was brutal, complex, and challenging like nothing else. And during its course, millions of letters were sent throughout Russia, capturing the hopes, fears, and dreams of the living people there. In a novel partnership with help from Moscow's RANEPA Design School, RT transformed over 7,000 letters from the front lines to 4-hour digital masterpiece that captures the wartime experience and inner voices. Students felt imminently connected to the past, recreating hundreds of illustrations to go with the music and the quotes and letters to create the endless letter on Instagram stories, reaching over 2 billion views and 30,000 subscribers. Lastly, their final award of the evening goes for the Kids Drawing War. War is hell, and the effects it has on children is a preventable tragedy that we must all work to eliminate. In this poignant exhibition, 700 unique children's drawings from the nearly 900-day siege of Leningrad were brought to life by the world's best XR artists to help create 20 episodes series during the 75th World War II anniversary project. Each episode was devoted to a single drawing that was fully transformed into a virtual space, allowing us to understand and connect with the trauma of these children and generating 35 million impressions of the horrors of battle. Make sure to head to shortyawards.com to see why these incredible actees won 6 Shorty Good Awards in Best Education, Best in News and Media, Best in Youth and Family, Best in Partnership, Best Use of Animations, and Best in Storytelling. Wow, that's a lot.
Racism against Asian Americans erupted in an ugly display of humanity's worst impulses during the pandemic. But in the face of intolerance and bigotry, many more of us came together to offer support and solidarity. One of the most impactful was Stage 13, who lived their ethos of diversity and took on the support of community Asian restaurants that were suffering from unsubstantiated fear. It led to the Stage 13 supports campaign, which leveraged their show Family Style to create the Facebook group Family Style Foodie Fans, dedicated to backing Asian-owned restaurants. They drove engagement with clips from Family Style and showcased local LA restaurants and got 500 members from over 100 global cities pushing for change. For their excellent efforts on Facebook to combat a growing social ill in the fight against discrimination, Stage 13 has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for the best use of Facebook. Congratulations.
There are more opportunities for communication and connection than ever before, but in the quarantine era, it can be hard for people to speak up when they're suffering. Suicide is the second leading cause of death for young adults, and it's imperative that changes. Even though the initial conversation might be difficult, a key to getting struggling youth to open up are friends. That led the Ad Council, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the JED Foundation, and Droga5 to come together on a music video and fully integrated campaign to help. Their release of Seize the Awkward, Whatever Gets You Talking, got people engaged, which is exactly what's needed for suicide prevention. The video received over 1.8 million views, and the cast went on to further the cause by reaching out to their platforms. Amazingly, 52% of young Americans are familiar with the material, and over the life of the campaign harnessed over $32.6 million in donated media support. For their dedication to preventing mental illness and youth suicide while reminding us to connect to one another, this project has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Music and Dance. Congrats.
Hi, everyone. We're the Ad Council's Seize the Awkward team, and we're so honored to be accepting the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Music and Dance.
Created in collaboration with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and the JED Foundation, Seize the Awkward aims to empower young adults to help their friends who may be struggling with their mental health.
Our latest work, Whatever Gets You Talking, created in partnership with Drug of Five, gives young people the inspiration, tools, and language to get over the potentially awkward hump and onto the conversation that matters.
You can check out the campaign at seizetheawkward.org or follow us on Instagram at seizetheawkward.
Woo!
Hey, Todd again. Unfortunately, tonight's winner could not send in a video, so let me do the honor of telling you a little bit about National Geographic's project, The Cave. War still rages in Syria with little end to conflict in sight, and the country's women are at mercy of dangerous forces. Awareness is the key to action, and National Geographic's release of The Cave, a documentary following Dr. Armani as she does what she can on the ground for them amid the anarchy of civil war, gives it to us. The project has generated decisive conversations among supporters of the citizens there, key stakeholders, and throughout the international and education communities. Combined, it sparked momentum for action that can begin the process of ending that suffering and fear for millions. The campaign launched the hashtag #StandWithDrArmani, and has raised hundreds of thousands of euros and created institutions to support frontline workers and female leaders. For their commanding statement about the state of human rights in Syria and the action and conversations they fostered, National Geographic has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Human Rights.
Even though I've actually done some cool shows before, I'm pretty lucky. I'm just like you at home. I wake up in the morning and I put my mask on one ear at a time. But when historians look back on our century, it might be that the biggest challenge that we faced was public health. When confronted with COVID, managing the behavior of billions of people is an unprecedented challenge. So the National Institute of Standards and Technology, they got to work. The Cover Smart, Do Your Part, Slow the Spread branding that they came up with got across the usefulness of masks by using social media to show us with science rather than just tell us. And while being shared across the social media platforms, it picked up mentions by 6 congressional representatives, 2 state governors, 3 U.S. embassies, and 20 local government accounts. And that's huge. For their work on behalf of public health and getting mass messaging out there so that people could understand when it's most important, the National Institute of Standards and Technology has earned this year's Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Public Health.
It is a great honor to be recognized with this distinguished award.
As public servants, it's critical that we communicate the value of science, especially during a global crisis.
There's no better way to understand the benefit of a mask than to see it for yourself.
That's why NIST scientists and communicators teamed up to create and share this important message.
And we couldn't have done it without those who helped amplify our message.
We hope we made a difference.
So, from all of us at NIST to you,
Cover smart,
do your part, and slow the spread.
When 37 million Americans are struggling with hunger every day, that's an urgent call for action. And it's an even bigger issue where we need to say that change is not impossible, but it is required. That's why it's fitting that Not Impossible Labs has partnered with Salesforce and Postmates to see if they can start eradicating this problem once and for all. When so many food technologies are outdated, this partnership eliminates inefficiency by launching the enrollable program HNI, where with a text, clients are connected with orderable food options integrated with Postmates to remove the stigma. It couldn't be at a better time. For their next-gen solution to one of our oldest problems, Not Impossible Labs has earned this year's Shorty Social Good Awards for Best Business-to-Business Partnership.
I got a special around. It's so to see a study again. $100 passing first. And passing I didn't find any
We've seen a lot of powerful and impactful work this evening from incredible organizations, brands, and agencies. But now it's time for a little music. Ali and AJ first achieved fame in their early adolescence, but after focusing on their acting careers, the sisters are now returning to the mic, poised to hit the charts with more hits to come. With over 600,000 TikTok followers and hitting the number 6 spot on the most popular TikTok artist chart, from a socially distanced and safe location in California, please welcome Ali and AJ.
Hey Shorty Social Good Awards, it's Ali and AJ here, tuning in live with you virtually. Ali and I are coming at you live from the Viper Room tonight to show you a couple performances, and we're really excited to play live.
We're sorry that we can't be there in person with you, but we hope that you are staying safe at home and wearing a mask. That's very important. We want to thank all the people that are being awarded tonight and being celebrated, along with some people that we've actually had the pleasure of working with, like the Trevor Project. We hope that you guys continue to spread the good love on your socials and continue to do good deeds. We hope that this performance of Joan of Arc on the dance floor brings you a little happiness.
Every night we walk the line. Every time we step out of the shadows, people pass by, always on to the next with the dead heart. Yeah, they're full of regret. They got sad eyes, empty promises. We don't need them. We don't stop until mascara's on the dance floor. We say no. Joan of Arc is on the dance floor. At the stake, we don't fight the flames. Are you bored in vain? If you die, you savior. People pass by, always on to the next with the dead heart. Yeah, they're full of regret. They got sad eyes, empty promises. We don't stop until mascara's on the dance floor. We say no. Joan of Arc is on the dance floor. Knights in armor hide under eyeliner. Lights all over, night will take us higher, higher. We don't stop. We say no. We don't stop until mascara's on the dance floor. We say no. Joan of Arc is on the dance floor. Knights in armor hide under eyeliner. Lights are low, the night will take us higher, higher.
Hi everyone, my name is Eric Toda. Some of you may know me as your boy E Toda, and I'm also a judge for the Shorty Awards. You know, it's been a tough year with hurricanes, tremendous fires. It feels sometimes like the weather is, actually it doesn't feel like, the weather is getting more extreme literally every single year. And so if you're like me, you're getting on board with the sustainability revolution, baby. And so we already want to make the important changes. I've made changes in my life. You've made changes in your life. But, you know, we need to make bigger progress, bigger steps. And initiatives like BMW Iconic Sounds Electric from Merit Media do just that. They bring about the change required. And they also emotionally connect us to that change and what we want to see in the future. In this case, they create custom sounds for electric vehicles. And with this type of action, it makes adoption and integration of these new technologies that benefit the planet more than just easy to adopt, but pretty damn cool. So for their original creations driving us towards the sustainable and likable technologies of the future, Mirrored Media has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for, that's right, Best in Energy. Congratulations to Mirrored Media and continue to push us forward into the future.
Sound defines personality. It adds emotion and depth to a character. Right now, we're at a really exciting point, shaping the sound of the future.
We are so excited and honored to be accepting this award virtually. Iconic Sounds Electric is very special as it's creating an emotional connection out of silence and spearheading an industry-wide movement around sound, all while promoting a sustainable future and changing the sound of electric mobility. On behalf of the BMW, Mirrored Media, and Hans Zimmer family, thank you.
Thank you.
Shootings are a tragedy we have all become too used to, too familiar with. While many look to our institutions for leadership and action, our youth is charging forward with solutions in their place. The March for Our Lives, Our Power campaign was started to make sure that youth voices were more than heard, that they'd be counted. Mobilizing students and other young people around important issues like gun control and regulation, they have increased voter participation, shown others how to make a difference and affect change. They have helped register thousands of voters and reach hundreds of millions on social media platforms. For their commitment to the causes of our youth, increasing engagement, and strengthening our democracy for generations to come, the March for Our Lives, Our Power campaign has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Civic Engagement. Congratulations to the March for Our Lives, Our Power campaign.
Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Hogenmiller. I'm 18 years old and the social media manager of March for Our Lives. The Our Power campaign registered tons of young people to vote and connected with millions of people through direct calls, text, and of course social media campaigns. Thank you to everybody who had a part in this campaign, from our staff, young people who lead within our organization, our distributed organizing team, and of course our fantastic volunteer base and chapter members. We're glad to have helped young people in their civic engagement journey this year and can only hope that young people continue to take action. Thanks again.
When there's so much chaos on our feeds, it can often take something big, bold, and innovative to capture our imaginations and remind us to focus on the many positive developments going on in our world. And nothing stands taller as an example of what it can look like when fresh thinking and good governance combine the social good than the creation of the world's tallest donation box. Brought into reality by Mullen Lowe, MENA, FC, LLC, and the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Global Initiatives in Dubai, this exciting project transformed the Burj Khalifa's 1.2 million LED lights into parceled units that could be purchased for the value of a meal donation to a family affected by the COVID crisis. It only took a week to raise money from every light, reaching the goal of feeding 1.2 million people in poverty. Not only was it a resounding success, but its exciting artistic representation captured the attention of 4.6 billion people who were reached by the campaign's media coverage, giving us all reason to be optimistic about our shared future. For its novel approach to visualization, its partnership with government, the relief it gave to so many in an unprecedented emergency, and for feeding and helping those in poverty, the world's tallest donation box has earned 4 Shorty Social Good Awards this year. They are Best in Data Visualization, Best in Emergency Relief, Best in Government and Politics, and Best Work for Hunger and Poverty Relief.
Hello everyone, we are Mullen Lowe Dubai and we are thrilled to have won our first ever Shorty Award.
We'd like to thank the judges, our amazing team, and our fantastic client Khalid.
Because without him, this idea would have never seen the light of day.
Thank you.
Animals and the natural world can be a great source of comfort as well as a welcome distraction from the frenzied pace of the news. So when Disney learned Africa had lost half its lion population since the release of The Lion King, it was clear they needed protection. That led the Walt Disney Company to raise awareness and to support the Wildlife Conservation Network's Lion Recovery Fund. They have a dream of doubling the number of lions in the wild by 2050 and continuing to protect wildlife and the habitats that lead to a healthy ecosystem. The campaign has leveraged the millions of fans of Disney products and The Lion King to raise over $3 million for lion conservation, with almost 3 million more coming in from outside donors, all whilst launching an internet-wide conversation about these animals. For the attention, resources and spaces for dialogue the Walt Disney Company has brought to wildlife conservation, they've earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Animal and Wildlife. Congratulations.
Thank you, Shorty Social Good Awards. On behalf of all of us at Disney, including my majestic friends right here, we appreciate this special honor. We also share this award with the Wildlife Conservation Network's Lion Recovery Fund and all they did with us to protect the pride. Together, we hope to protect the circle of life for years to come. Thank you so much.
We've come a long way. And one of the things I think we can almost all agree on is that sometimes we deserve to be judged on our actions, but we never deserve to be judged on the way that our bodies just naturally function and process. Low self-esteem, poor body image, these things have limited us all around the world and held us back from being able to achieve our goals and our dreams. And often acne is a big factor in that. But luckily, Starface has done an incredible job normalizing acne and helping people have a better self-image. And on top of that, they're reminding us that, yeah, acne is just like a natural part of our skin process. It seems so obvious, but it hasn't really been done before. And one of the ways that they're doing that is that they have this branding of Big Yellow. See this right here? That's a star-shaped acne patch that can go on your face, and it brings positive attention to your face, whether you have acne or not, and it helps create a better sense of confidence and self-worth. For their creativity and for their ability to bring a humanness to the world that we much need in the beauty industry. The Shorty Social Good Award for Beauty, Luxury, and Fashion goes to Starface.
Businesses who have reached the heights of their industry often gain immense knowledge into the universal problems that could benefit from their expertise. So Subway baked up a solution to fix an issue right in their ballpark. They partner with Proof Advertising to elevate communities for Hunger Action Month by giving back through a connected web of food banks. They joined up with influencers and celebrities in 56 markets to let people know that they could participate in the Feed the Need program just by getting their favorite Subway foods. Subway then leveraged it into a give back where they donated over 4.8 million meals, harnessed almost 60 million impressions, and reinforced Subway's commitment to giving back to communities across America. For this monumental charitable effort for the hungry in communities across the nation, Proof Advertising and Subway have earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Corporate Community Partnership.
On behalf of Proof Advertising, we're thrilled to be selected for Shorty Awards for Social Good.
To donate 4.8 million meals to Feeding America.
We're proud of the team effort across our agency, partners, and influencers.
Most of us are only recently realizing that many things from our earlier years, even cartoons, can be drivers of prejudice, bias, and outdated ideas when it comes to race and sex. Bringing in celebrities like Jason Alexander, Wayne Brady, and Leah Thompson, Brainwashed by Toons looks at cartoons and illustrations dating back to the early 1900s, or even hundreds of years before, and uses them to examine stereotypes passed down over the years through song. It's educating and entertaining while opening our minds to a new perspective. So that's right, cartoons can be good for you. The video quickly got over 1 million views and is being used at our universities to show our current students our past so that we can overcome its flaws and move forward. For its engaging and critical look at the forces of racism and sexism that we must first rise above in order to reach a much more just society, Raphael Entertainment has earned the 2020 Shorty Social Good Awards for Best in Racial Equality and Best in Social Justice.
Thank you so much. We are so honored to have received this award.
You know, change comes when people of different backgrounds and come together and work toward a common goal.
That's right. So be like the children on this 1994 Mother's Day commemorative plate and work together to create a parade of happiness. It's quarantine. We're working with the props we got. You know what I mean? Thank you so much.
Sadly, unacceptable things go on every day. But what makes us shine is when we reject those issues as normal and do what we can to make a difference. And when an American is sexually assaulted every 73 seconds, it's time for us to join the fight for a safer future. It's something we all want to stand against. So it's great when companies helping keep our nightlife and drinking experiences safe, enjoyable, and responsible, like Pernod Ricard North America, Absolute, Rain, Weber Shandwick, United Entertainment Group, BBH, and 360i team up to make a masterful PSA. On Valentine's Day 2020, they started an internet-wide conversation about safety, responsible alcohol use, consent, and healthy sex by breaking down a date in a captivating and relatable way with the hashtag #DrinkResponsibly. It resulted in numerous conversations about how to hashtag drink responsibly and hashtag sex responsibly while receiving hundreds of thousands in donations. For reminding us of the standards of mutual respect and making it easier to have conversations like this, hashtag drink responsibly, hashtag sex responsibly from Absolute and Pernod Ricard North America has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Food and Beverage.
Hey everyone, I'm back, and that means it's time to celebrate another individual and their incredible work. Adam Waheed, who perhaps is best known for his hilarious TikTok and Instagram accounts, made headlines and brightened the futures for nearly 200 kids when helping to raise the funds necessary to help launch the Adam Waheed School in Bali. Partnering with the Karmagawa and Bali Children's Project, the school is now equipped with brand new books and computers to help their students escape poverty through education. But Adam is affecting change domestically as well as abroad. During the 2020 COVID-19 pandemic and protests that swept the world calling for police reform and racial justice, Adam took to the streets to demand justice, even handing out over $10,000 worth of pizza to fellow protesters. Wanting change, Adam participated in the Thirst Trap the Vote campaign with Comedy Central to encourage his audience to register to vote. On behalf of the Shorty Social Good Awards, it is my honor to award Adam Waheed with the Impact Honor for a Creator. A huge congratulations, Adam. It's amazing to see the work you're doing.
Thanks, Jay. Wow, it is such an honor to accept this award. None of this would have been possible without Tim Sykes, Karmagawa, Bali's Children's Project, and of course, all my followers who donated. We were able to build a school for 195 kids in Bali, Indonesia, and it's filled with brand new books and computers. And it's so important to me to be able to use my platform to make a change and to impact those in need. I've always believed that children have the purest form of creativity, and it's our duty to provide them with the opportunities to express that creativity. So this is my first Shorty Award. It was also my first school, won't be my last. So thank you, Shorty Awards. This one's definitely going on my shelf. My shelf's actually that way.
With so many distractions out there, there are a lot of things in the world that we might not know a lot about. So when we learn that there are millions around the world suffering out of sight, that's a call to action for us. Fortunately, the process of becoming an ally isn't hard. It just takes information and empathy, understanding the circumstances people face and embracing their humanity with caring and love. That's why projects like the AJ Contrast and Al Jazeera Digital Still Here project that bring to light the plight of the formerly incarcerated in the United States are so important. It's a fascinating virtual composite of a woman exiting the prison system into parole, and it's very true to life and immersive and leaves you feeling the constrained options and pressures that millions are facing at this very moment right here in the pit of your stomach.
By giving the viewer access to the lived experience of the formerly incarcerated, the Still Here project raises our consciousness about the difficulties this group faces while instilling within us the empathy to care and the resolve to make sure their voices are heard. For its effectiveness in using virtual and augmented experiences to connect us to those who need it the most, Still Here has earned 2 Shorty Social Good Awards this year. They are Best in Virtual Reality and Best in Augmented Reality. Congratulations.
It's a huge honor for our project Still Here to be recognized as the best in augmented reality this year. Thank you, Shorty Social Good Awards, for believing in our creative and innovative way to tell the story of gentrification and its impact on Black women in the US, one of the segments of our population hit hardest by injustice. And huge thanks to the Women's Prison Association and its members for being part of this journey. Thank you again from AJ Contrast team, and congrats to all the winners.
Even in chaotic times, we must adapt, change, and overcome to meet the situations we're faced with. So when JetBlue confronted the need to keep customers to survive during the pandemic, they saw it as an opportunity to do more than speak to us as possible flyers. They spoke to us as fellow humans who want to stay healthy, keep each other safe, and support the front line and essential healthcare workers who are keeping the world going while still fighting the pandemic. JetBlue provided 10,000 round-trip flights to first responders as part of JetBlue Healthcare Heroes, and showed through their generosity and media content filled with heartfelt messages of support that they've gone above and beyond to keep us moving. For their timely and compassionate message and giveaway to encourage frontline workers and confront the pandemic, JetBlue Healthcare Heroes has earned the 2020 Social Good Award for Best Content or Promotion.
My name is Nick Sinan and I'm on the marketing team at JetBlue. It's an honor to accept this year's Shorty Award on behalf of the JetBlue family. No community has taught us more about what it means to be human than the millions of healthcare workers and first responders across our country who have risked their lives to protect ours. In keeping with JetBlue's mission to inspire humanity, we believe these heroes deserved a well-earned vacation when the time was right. Through your submissions, we were able to provide 100,000 healthcare heroes with 2 free round-trip flights on JetBlue. So thank you.
Life in the big city can be challenging for young people, but in a year with street protests, tensions over policing, and COVID shutting down traditional avenues of entertainment and engagement, every day can seem like it's make it or break it. Luckily, even in hard-hit urban areas like Queens, New York, there are outstanding organizations like American Legion Post 483 that are stepping up for the youth of their communities and offering a safe space and opportunity even in these chaotic times. The veterans there host a community service skill initiative program to educate and mentor the young adults who come through their doors. Post 483 has embraced the challenge of keeping them safe and intrigued while providing them with valuable skill set, complemented by art therapy and exercise training to help them stay healthy in body and mind. For its effectiveness as a veterans service organization and profound impact on the young people of their community, American Legion Post 483 has earned this year's Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Veterans Service and Support.
How you doing, Shorty Awards? I'm Tim, and this is the American Legion Post 483. To left of me, I got Major Lindsay, I got Shani, I got Brooke, I got Commander Blackman, I also got Tiana. And we just want to let you know that you rock. We are so grateful to the Shorty Awards for recognizing people, and most of all veterans, for their contributions to social change. Under the blessings and trust from Major Lindsay, who found the funding to run this program, to Casey Gordon, who kept our records and also our teams in check. It took Shaniak, a congressional candidate and also a U.S. Marine, to mentor these young men and women. It took Tahina Marset of Marset Studios, a local community leader, to lead art expression sessions for our youth. It took our Commander Blackman, who daily maintained our posts, sanitized it daily so we can be here safely. This is truly an honor. And to the judges, the producers, the media, teenage folk who entrusted us to direct this program, we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts.
A good laugh might not be what the doctor ordered, but it's definitely what we need right now. So when an innovative campaign upends our expectations and uses humor to contribute to social good, it's just awesome. Brought into reality by Annie plus Susie with a little help from Pornhub, they gave us ScrubHub to drill in important health messaging with laughs. Now, I'm sure you don't know what Pornhub looks like. You do. But ScrubHub mimics it perfectly, with videos stressing sanitation, workplace hygiene, and good health habits, all in a very surprisingly safe for work format. So don't be afraid, just open it. Open it anywhere. Family reunions, you know? But more than consciousness raising, ScrubHub also raised over $50,000 for charity partners Invisible Hands and Frontline Foods by selling virtual soap. And to help out those in need, I mean, that's a great deal. For their hilarious use of the internet to promote the social good and raise money for outstanding causes, ScrubHub earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Humor.
Hi, I'm Ani.
I'm Susie.
And
thank
you so much. Thank you for this, Shorty. Thank you to our coder, Scott Buscemi, to everyone else on our team, Phoebe Wilson, Michael Pottle, Richard Bleshinger, Emma Gilbert, Sean Robinson.
And everyone at Pornhub, from Corey and Alex to Asa Akira, everyone who helped make a live stream video or a hand washing video, you're the best, and we couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you for helping us pull this off in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Now more than ever, our self-esteem is necessary to thrive and grow. It's what keeps us going in the face of adversity, helps us reach our goals and focus on what matters. That's why it's important to keep perspective about our bodies and approach our appearances in a healthy way. And ATTN's Girls Room has stepped up and set the tone for these conversations with an impactful mini-series by Lena Waithe and Tiffany Johnson based on Dove's Self-Esteem Project. It follows 5 girls as they learn confidence and faith in themselves and their identity as they negotiate the stresses and pressures of beauty and its chamber, the bathroom. The project reached over 3 million teen girls, teaching healthy attitudes and also raising consciousness by naming the girls in the show after some of the members of the Little Rock Nine, providing a generational example for Black female youth. For its very valuable work, reaching out to promote self-esteem and healthy habits in its target audience on Instagram as well as other social platforms, ATTN has earned this year's Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Instagram.
Hi guys, I'm here in my bathroom to talk about Girls Room, which is a series that primarily takes place in bathrooms just like this. The series is all about the power and pain of female adolescence, which is a topic that I personally relate to, having gone through it.
This work was so important for so many reasons, and we're so honored that you recognize that.
You cannot talk about Girls Room without mentioning the way that it was filmed. We built custom sets, used dynamic lighting, and literally had a tool to flip our camera and our world on its side. It was beautiful.
A sincerest thank you from my Girls Room to your gender non-conforming bathroom.
Hey, Social Good Awards, Sri here again. Adapting to the new realities of this year has been hard, especially when we can feel so far apart. But the other option is endangering our loved ones, so getting the messaging right and spreading it widely is critical. Viacom CBS took action, launching #AloneTogether to change the way we thought about risk, our public health, and the lives of those around us. The campaign was filled with interesting celebrity engagement and gave us empathy while reminding us that the pandemic changes are hard, but the challenges we face are shared. Their creative videos reached almost 1 billion views and got large majorities of the country believing in the importance of social distancing, with 17% of viewers even donating in some way for COVID relief. For transforming the conversation when it was most essential through well-executed strategy and brilliant branding, Viacom CBS has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Multi-Platform Campaign. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for this incredible award. We're so grateful. Alone Together's incredible success is a direct result of the partnership between Viacom CBS and the Ad Council. This digital-first campaign was global in nature and worked only because of this incredible partnership to bring the message to so many people around the world. It's a direct result of the hard work between our team at MTV Viacom CBS along with the Ad Council, and I'd like to especially thank Sarah DeFilippis, who led the way for Team MTV, along with Heidi Arthur and Rowena Patrick from the Ad Council, along with all of the people from creative to social impact to production and digital who brought this campaign to life and made sure that we got this very important message to the younger generation so they can make the real change in the world that we needed to see. Thanks so much again for this award, and have a great day.
Hi Social Good Awards, my name is Eitan Bernath. I'm known for cooking on the internet, but today I'm not serving you food, I am serving you facts about how Vodacom uses technology to make this world a better place. Wherever you are, school is hard enough to succeed in when you're able to attend. It gets even tougher when up-to-date books are hard to come by. So after learning about the shortage of education resources for children in South Africa, Vodacom expanded their e-school digital program, and when COVID hit, they gave Vodacom customers their ability to access digital education resources regardless of their socioeconomic status. It is everything a student needs in their educational syllabus from first year to university. Additionally, the platform has customizable teaching tools so that the students can interact with the material and grow at the pace that's right for them, with the program exceeding expectation targets by 60%. For their timely and effective digital achievement to education, Vodacom has earned the Shorty Social Good Awards for Best in Technology.
Hello. We appreciate and are honored to receive this Shorty Award. Vodacom's purpose is to connect for a better future. And we believe what we've done is we've used technology to help millions of young people across South Africa who couldn't access schools during COVID-19 to still be able to learn for free using their mobile devices. We appreciate this award. It's an honor for us, and we thank you.
What would you do if you just found out you had cancer? With W2O's unique campaign, With Love Me, people were inspired to begin caring about the stories of sufferers and survivors. That's where we will get the resources needed for a cure. The campaign's poignant views had Katie Keurig interviewing patients and advocates, which tugged on our hearts, getting 724 million views on social media, and another 882 million from traditional sources. The messaging was effective and was included in every article, with 18 advocacy partners joining the cause and participants joining the podcast series Cure Today, culminating in a feature event in September and over 160,000 people checking out the campaign website. For their stirring campaign connecting us to the sufferers of cancer and engaging us in the fight against that horrible disease, W2O has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Healthcare and Pharma.
W2O and Merck are honored to accept the Shorty Social Good Awards for the With Love Me campaign. What made this program so successful was working with the dozens of cancer patients, their loved ones, and advocates to tell their story about what it's like to cope with a cancer diagnosis and elevate those stories so that others who are dealing with this feel a little bit less alone and more supported. So thank you again for the honor. It was really a privilege to work on this program.
Beauty standards and the expectations that surround them can be toxic, and many times most of us don't agree with them anyway. More than anything, beauty is a mindset. While many of us are consumed by ads feeding us products that are supposed to cover up and hide parts of our body, it can take real courage to be in the public eye without any makeup on. The women of the WWE showed us how beautiful that courage is with the first ever makeup-free photo shoot, and they rocked it. The gallery and interviews were released on International Women's Day and made a powerful statement for body positivity, self-esteem, and female empowerment that got 14.5 million impressions, with its accompanying interview watched almost 2 million times. For their actions to revolutionize the idea of beauty and making a statement about the strength and confidence of women, the WWE has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best in Sports.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Carmella, and I wanted to thank the Shorty Social Good Awards for awarding WWE Best in Sports for our no makeup photo shoot. This is an idea that I had that I'm so grateful we were able to bring to life. WWE, we have such a big following on social media, and we have so many young female followers, and it was really important to spread the message to them that they're so beautiful just the way they are, inside and out, So I wanted to say a big thank you to our amazing photographer, Sophie Holland, everyone at WWE that made this happen, and all of the superstars that were involved. Thank you so much.
Embracing who you truly are publicly can be a monumental struggle for youth facing social stigma, but Pride events have made that easier. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, that avenue has gone away. But We Are Singapore and Swipeback are using the game Animal Crossings to do Pride digitally. With the ability to choose your avatar and express yourself without fear, the game provided the perfect opportunity for a virtual meetup for all who wanted to attend Global Pride Crossings. Gaming creators got over 1 million minutes of it viewed on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. That's 24 months of non-stop Pride. We should just let it go forever next year. For their quick thinking response to a critical social need with gaming, We Are Social Singapore and Swipeback earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Use of Games.
Hello. Thank you so much for this award. The team behind Global Pride Crossing, We Are Social, Swipeback, Interpride, and the European Pride Organizers Association is so proud of this work, which gave us another space to come together for Global Pride 2020. We hope everyone who visited the island or participated in some way had as much fun as we did making it. Thank you again for the Shorty Award.
The undocumented immigrants of our country have been living in a frightening legal limbo for a very long time. And as the pendulum swings back and forth on DACA status on what seems like a yearly basis, concerns over the safety of people and their families grow larger and larger. It needs to change, and the immigrant youth are leading the way with United We Dream and its unprecedented Home is Here campaign, launched when it came time to appeal to the Supreme Court. They assembled a multimedia amicus brief containing 36 written and video stories from DACA youth directly telling the justices that #HomeIsHere. The message resonated, and the electronic format meant that the touching stories they told continued gaining awareness and support with 1.1 million views of the brief across all social media. Best of all, the Supreme Court ruled in their favor, in the favor of DACA. Now, for their powerful storytelling and use of a social movement campaign to help with a legal victory for the common good, the United We Dream Network has earned the Shorty Social Good Award for Best Social Movement Campaign. Congratulations.
Hello everyone. Wow, we are so honored to receive the Shorty Social Good Award. For the last 12 years, United We Dream has been a home for Black, Latinx, and immigrant youth to build independent political power, and to know and to feel deep in our heart that we belong.
The Home is Here campaign and our multimedia amicus brief to protect the DACA program was made only possible because we centered the leaderships of undocumented and immigrant women and queer folks in front of the camera, behind the camera, in the press, in digital rooms, and out on the streets.
Our power and existence is undeniable, and we knew it was our duty to win. We made certain that we went down in history victorious and in full defiance of white supremacy.
We call on you to continue investing in our undocumented and immigrant creatives, to co-lead with us, and to trust us.
We are the storytellers, the innovators, and the protectors we have been waiting for. Thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you for building with us. Our home is here, and we are here to stay.
Hey Shorties, Ali Nija here again with one last song for you. And as Arturo had mentioned earlier, yes, Potential Breakup Song from 2007 now has 1.5 million created TikToks. So thanks guys.
It's insane. So without further ado, here's Potential Breakup Song live from the Viper Room.
Birthday. I played along, right up my back. But obviously my mama was correct. What kind of a boyfriend would forget that? Who would forget that? So the bag of doesn't see what he has until she leaves. Don't let me go. So if I know you know you're lost, rise up now and pay the cost. Soon you will know. You're not living till you're living. You're not winning
Thank you so much, Shorty Social Good Awards, for having Allie and I. Thank you, Arturo. Thank you, Real Time Academy, all the presenters, the entrants, the finalists, the winners. We appreciate you guys and everything you're doing to make this world a better place. Thank you for tonight.
And if you guys want to check out a little recap of tonight, you can go to @ShortyAwards on all social channels right now after the show. And also, the 13th Annual Shorty Awards is open for next year. So go, enter now, and keep doing some good.
Hopefully
Bye.
we can all attend in person. Bye.